All right, everybody, I'm coming to you from Amsterdam today for this book review. It is Thanksgiving Day 2022, and I thought of no more appropriate place to spend it than right here at the Anne Frank House, because what better place to feel thankful for everything in life than a somber place like this. I consider this holy ground a more sacred spot than all the temples, churches, and cathedrals combined. That's why I wanted to do this book review here. I got the Anne Frank book. We're going to be reviewing the book a little bit and talking about my visit into the Anne Frank house. And as you can see, we're here in Amsterdam, panning out on kind of a rainy, wet day, but that's all right. This is my second time to the Anne Frank house. Now, speaking of the book, when I read this, and I've read it several times, I don't read it all in one sitting. I will typically just read an entry or two every night, maybe a page or two every night, just so we can kind of drag the experience out and just soak in everything that the young girl Anne Frank was saying in her diary. Speaking of the tour, the first time I took this tour, when I was in her bedroom and I saw all of the posters of movie stars that she had put up on her wall, I broke down in tears. It was very emotional for me. In fact, that's why I got several of these cards. This is a photo. This is what her bedroom looked like. This, of course, is Aunt Anne Frank herself. I also got a photo of her entire family, because we have to remember that Anne Frank's story is not just about Anne Frank, but it's about her family, the other people that lived here in the secret annex, and the other 6 million Jews that were killed. And if you don't know what the Diary of Anne Frank is about, it is about the Holocaust and how the Nazis were rounding up the Jews in places like Amsterdam and taking them to concentration camps, where not many of them survived. Most of them were died in those camps. Well, the Anne Frank family, along with another family and a few other people, they hid in the back annex of this warehouse for many years. The entire time they were hiding, Anne kept a diary. The second time, which was today, that I visited the Anne Frank house, I wasn't emotional in her bedroom like I was before. The part that hit me the most this time was when I listened to the audio of her father talking about after the war, how he desperately was just searching for his children. And he didn't know what their fate was. And eventually, some people that had spent time with Anne and Margot in the Bergen-Belsen prison camp told him that his daughters had died of, I believe it was typhoid. That was the moment that hit me here, and I got teary-eyed. So, I've cried like a baby twice in this place. I've never once cried in any church, temple, or cathedral. That's why I consider places like this, historical places like this, where real people and real events took place, to be sacred ground. The Diary of Anne Frank, the Anne Frank house, both are experiences that every human should go see, and that's my review. 10 out of 10. If you can even rate something like this on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 out of 10.